and then Showtime wins 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
I think that... oh, no, he would actually pass Hero Marine at that point. Would he? 2-win, 2-0.
In the top
no,
corner!
Hero Marine would stay ahead. Hero Marine would stay ahead. Yeah, he would drop down into 3rd place.
Okay.
Things are weird. He wants to win 2-0, basically.
Yes. Our first player in the top right here of Jagannatha, he is Storm Gaming's Protoss player, the young Dane who is just absolutely wild, taking the world by storm. It is MaxPax.
And his opponent, spawning down in the bottom left, representing Gamer's Origin. It is the legendary Blue Zerg player Stephano. And MaxPax is going to be going for a hatch block here. Let's talk about MaxPax a little bit, because this is, first of all, an amazing series. I'm so happy we got this one. Like Stephano MaxPax, the old guard versus the new young upstart. The storyline writes itself. Yeah,
definitely. And Stephano not playing as much as he once did. That is for sure, but he's an incredible player. And they say, you know, form is temporary, class is permanent. Stephano is all class. MaxPax, though, this has been his event. He is the boy so far, just smacking through his group. Unbelievable. But now he comes up against a different kind of Zerg player, because Stephano can play differently than a lot of standard European Zergs. He's certainly a tricksy kind of player. Our opening zone is kind of normal.
And he's very, very good positionally. Even now, like not playing as much as he used to, he is just a really, really solid player overall. Always has been one of those players that even when he doesn't practice, his understanding is so good and his mechanics have been polished for so long that he's just really, 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 really solid, really, really on top of things. That being said, MaxPax, this has kind of been his breakout performance. You said this is this is the one. We've been looking for, I would say, for a while for him to really make a deep tournament run. Now, of course, playoffs haven't even started yet. And like I said, there is a world where he doesn't even come top 3 or top 2, and maybe something weird happens and he gets knocked out really early on, and we're like, nah, damn it, this wasn't it. But this is looking really, really good right here. Really, really good. A lot of promise being shown from this guy. By the way, great scout from Stephano. He's going to see a very quick Twilight Council. What do you make of this?
It's nice to definitely see this. MaxPax is a player that you kind of can't write off as just going depth, so very normal. It still could be a Dark Shrine, although the gas is coming down very late. There is no 3rd gas yet, and with an extra gateway going down as well. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just going to be Glaive Adepts. It's great here on Jagannatha too, because the distance between the 3rd and the main is pretty extreme. Specifically between the natural and the 3rd, Creep takes a long time to connect, and Glaive Adepts can really get around. And if you have a dropship as well, which you will for this build, you can drop on the north side of the main. You can just be everywhere. And there we go. It is going to be Glaives. Now, does he keep it going is my question after losing this Overlord, because the Overlord did come in. It would have scouted that this was a whirling Twilight Council, and it looks like he is going to keep it going. Prison coming out. It's going to be a committed. This is a committed Glaive Adepts attack.
Yeah, no, the 4-gate Glaive Adepts it's good enough that like as a build fun. Sorry.
It's 4. I thought it was a 5th gate coming down, but I'm wrong.
Oh yeah. He will do that, by the way. MaxPax does have he even has a 6-gate Glaive Adepts build that he'll bust out. But yeah, the 4-gate Glaive Adepts, it's the kind of thing where even when it's scouted, it can still find a lot of damage. The execution on the defense is very, very tricky. And if the Protoss player's aggressive execution, someone like Parting, who I know that MaxPax, they theory craft together a lot, is very, very good. By the way, normal Glaive Adepts timings, they hit with 8 Adepts at the 4:30 mark. We're going to be seeing, and this is something that I think that Parting and MaxPax have figured out together. They have figured out how to get 2 extra Adepts at that timing.
Yeah, that's filthy. So there's now, as you said, 10 Adepts. There's a Stalker. The Prism is here. There's no Roach Warring from Stephano. Instead, options to just get a bunch of Lings, a bunch of Queens. But Queens melt under 10 Glaive Adepts, and they're just going to walk on over to the 3rd. A little bit of a bait and switch. Now, there is a Spine here. Spine is able to do a decent amount, and actually, it is still in range. It does take down those Adepts in 3 or 4 shots. And this is a push that needs numbers, really. We do see the Adepts now starting to split off with that dropship in the north of the main, as I sort of hinted at. The Adepts going to stand and fight here against the Queens, but in the main, there's certainly going to be a little bit of damage done, Stephano. I don't know. Oh, actually, these Adepts are doing a great job. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, they're going to
so
much damage. You said it best. I didn't even notice because I assumed that seeing the Twilight Council, he would just build a Roach Warren. But Stephano skipped a Roach Warren, and that is a death sentence against this build. Now, he's done a lot better than I would have expected, and I think that's because the Queen count has been so high. But Lings do not deal with Glaive Adepts at all, and there's already been a lot of lost mining time. 10 drones have gone down. Now, this is a little bit dicey for MaxPax, but even still, the Lings not going to get us around. The Queen's actually body blocking them a little bit, and we will see more Adepts warp into the main base. This has been a fair bit of damage. Now, like I said, I'm impressed with how well Stephano dealt with it, but this was still very good for MaxPax.
And the scary thing is, Stephano can't, he can't underappreciate the next wave, so to speak. Behind this, Stephano has really no idea what's going on. He doesn't know if I'm correct that the third is up, and I am correct. So for all he knows, there could be DTs coming, there could be anything. Baneling Nest on the way for Stephano. If he can keep all these Queens alive, I think this would be nice. He's done a good job of getting like a European Zerg number of Queens. But these Adepts, I mean, MaxPax's multitasking, his speed in this game is unbelievable. And behind this, as I said, his third is 3/4 of the way done, 2/3 of the way done. He's getting Immortals, he's teching forward, and he's taking control of this game nice and early.
Yeah, he really has. We are going to see Banelings morphing on in here. Stephano going for +1 melee and getting these Banelings. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, you cannot shade into the natural there. This one Adept, it can actually pick off 2 drones, but no, not going to be focused on that. So much going on in so many places at once. And, well, behind all this, like you said, Immortals coming down. No additional gateways started yet for MaxPax, but he is on that third Nexus, can go into triple pro production, really get that economy pumping. And, well, is Stephano just going to try and... No, he's not going to try and end the game. He's gonna start to drone up a little bit more. Yeah. But he needs either like a 4th and even potentially a 5th hatchery. There we go. 4th is coming down. Or like to tech very aggressively, because Ling Bane... okay, now he gets a Roach Warren?
Yeah.
That's a little bit weird to me. Layer at the 7:30 mark because of so much that's been happening.
I mean, MaxPax is moving out once again, and this time he's got a couple of Immortals with him. The good news, I guess, for Stephano is he doesn't have a Roach Warren, so actually there's Immortals. They're going to tear through the Queens, though. This is still very scary, and as I said, that next wave now coming in, we're looking at 22 Glaive Adepts and 2 Immortals. I mean, the base will just disappear here. As soon as it is target... Well, actually, not as quick as I thought it'd be. I thought it'd just be like, there we go. The base will just disappear here. The Creeper's going to be pushed back. There's enough... Adepts here to stand and fight the Queens, but they don't want to complete the shade, I don't think. Oh, immediately onto the Banelings. But there's not enough actually in position, and now the Queens are body blocking.
That is actually so good for MaxPax to recognize those Queens were going to get in the way, and they try and go after the Warp Prism, but there's so many Adepts, and he's not going to be able to do anything. Stephano's going to get crushed here.
I actually cannot believe he just made a wall of Adepts. It does look like there is the possibility. No, there's not going to be a cleanup here. It's even Blink Adepts coming in and out of the prism, and just like that, Paximus Maximus takes map 1.
What? Wow.
That's a
wow right there.
Oh, God.
MaxPax showing up with the, like, a very, very standard play with that 4-gate Adept, saying, you know what? Like, I don't need anything special. I'm just going to hit you right in the face with just a very, very standard, highly aggressive play. And I don't think you've been practicing enough to deal with me doing this.
No, and now we move on to Romanticide as our next map. Actually, I feel like it's a map we haven't seen a lot in this matchup, or even a lot of generally throughout this event. Like, I feel like we've seen a lot of, Lightshade, 2K Atmos.
2K Atmos has been big, yeah.
Yeah. But Romanticide map we see a little less of here. Of course, in a weird series, you expect some weird maps, and this is certainly... It's not many Protoss players will just sit there and go, okay, my 4-gate, I killed 10 workers, I'm going to transition out of it. Not many will go, okay, I'm just going to get 2 Immortals and make 10 more Adepts and go again and win the game. I do think Stephano made a mistake not getting a Roach Warren and then getting a Roach Warren, like way after the attack. But it's interesting, and now Stephano is on the back foot because he does need a win in order to secure his hopes and dreams. of moving through this event. Of course, there are other things that determine it as well. Skillous' result. Yeah, it's just Skillous, really, and Stephano fighting for that space, right? Gerald has a small possibility. If Skillous loses, Gerald wins. Skillous is playing Milky Cow. It's going to be tough. Very tough for Stephano. So, worst comes to worst, he's playing for $125 in the series, and we move into Romanticide here, Steadfast. And I think we'll probably see an aggressive MaxPax once again.
Yeah, I think definitely he seems like he wants to be the one in control of the series. MaxPax has always played in a style where he wants to be the one who is taking the reins, and I hope we'll see more of that.
I agree. Now, our first player in the bottom right of Romanticide, he represents Gamers Origin and France, the living legend. Never drink with him. It's Stephano. I mean it, Steadfast. If I give you any advice as a budding commentator, never drink with Stephano is my ~1 advice.
Oh my God. I know the Europeans certainly do go hard. And here we go, spawning up in the top left. Representing Psystorm Gaming after the acquisition of Exxon, it is MaxPax. The Maximus Paximus.
Yeah, I've got like 11 names there. He's like another Patty Mac, you know?
Right?
Well, I just, sometimes he's Paximus, Maximus, Paximus, Maxi Paxi.
Yep.
Many names. Stephano, once again, taking his natural and his third base as there was a probe going for a block. It's interesting that it's kind of a 50-50 split down the middle of which Protosses now go for the block and send that worker early. It's some do, some don't. It doesn't seem... It can have an impact. Things like Glaives, of course, are pretty good when most of your workers are saturated over at the further away bases when they're separated. Oracles as well, kind of like it when bases are further away. And Queens have to struggle to move around. But, I mean, it's MaxPax. It could be anything. He could drop out a carrier build. As you said, if he's been theory crafting with Party, then no matter what happens, it's going to be just ridiculous.
Yeah, they both supply builds to each other. So there's a build, a 2-base Tempest build, where it looks very similar to that 2-base carrier build, but instead of the first 2 units being carriers, he just goes for 2 Tempests and then goes for a bunch of Flux Veins Void Rays. Those nice veiny Void Rays.
Don't get me excited like that. I nearly made a really inappropriate joke. Now, second Nexus finishing up very soon. Adept number 1 on the way here. A couple of queens for Stephano before his third base. Not going to be opting for that very greedy post 2 minutes third. Stephano is a player who I think he is always going to make a lot of queens. He comes from that era of European Zerg player. Him, Snoot, the earlier renditions of Serral where they like to make 7 or 8 queens. Stargate here for MaxPax, and we could be in for a bit of fun if this carries on.
Yeah, and it is interesting, by the way, on the previous map, just because of how it was laid out, Stephano's Overlord scouting pattern. I didn't talk about this, but he actually skipped the natural entirely and went straight into the main because of how the map worked, which allowed him to get such quick scout, which is unfortunate that he didn't go for the Roach one. I was very surprised when he didn't go for that, but that aside, he's not going to be able to do that on this map, so he's going to have to look at the information that he has from this. So seeing that late warp gate should give him an idea of what's going on. MaxPax double chronoing out Adepts here, trying to get some damage done. Always a good move when you forced the natural at the third. Yeah.
Yeah, as we said, any distance. Adepts love distance because they close it so quickly, and Zerg units, specifically this early in the game, do not. Oracle coming out first here, so lots of very, very quick, annoying units. Getting a couple of drones here, actually, is pretty decent. A few lings, a few drones. If they get out, they could sit on the high ground and get a drone too. They're going to get a couple. Just one. Haha, gotcha. So 2 drones in total. This is okay. Oh, it's so frustrating. I mean, this will finally get cleaned up, but forcing resources from Stephano in order to deal with this. Behind this, we have another Oracle on the way. More gateways coming down, and I imagine we'll see the third relatively soon.
I think so as well. It's not going to be a Zest timing third, but it's going to be pretty close, I think. Zest loves getting that. Look at this. The Spore Crawler's not done in the natural, and Stephano, he's going to lose 1 drone. Does morph a Spore Crawler to save the second one, but nice quick pull. That's that speed that we're used to from Stephano. Very, very good right there. And yeah, third Nexus will come down. but a couple of extra oracles coming down there, and we actually saw a third oracle get started, and then he canceled it and built a Twilight Council. So very interesting from MaxPax.
Yeah, nice adaptation to him seeing Stephano handling the Oracle pressure. And I think as long as you keep 2 Oracles alive, you always have that threat of dashing in like this and maybe finding a drone on the gas. Or just then, he saw the gas timings. It's a nice read. And Stasis Wards are just incredible tools throughout the map. And Revelation as well, as we see that one dropped. Lair coming for Stephano at a pretty decent time here. He's getting his Evo chamber. Lots and lots of drones. MaxPax, wow, he's going for a late glaive attack.
Yep, this is a bit of a classic. Go for one. Usually it's 1 Stargate unit. In this case, it's 2. But that's why we didn't see that third Oracle. Is that it really does slow down this push, but it can be so strong. And I mean, based on what Stephano did last game, where he skipped the Roach Warren, conceptually I like it a lot. Now, is it going to work? We'll have to see. We do see a dart in here. I did not like that. I don't like that decision at all. Seeing 3 queens and still trying to go for it. He got a drone and he gets out alive, which is nice. Yeah. But that's a lot of hull damage and a lot of potential future damage. Kind of missed out on, maybe. Yeah, you're completely correct. And now that glaive is getting closer and closer to finishing. And my concern right now is that Stephano really doesn't have much vision. He's not seen much now. He's finally going to see a few glaive adepts coming across as I watch his camera here. It was so nice.
Getting some roaches. But getting, a bunch of roaches now, which is nice to Overseer now seeing this. This is still a pretty scary push, and if he isn't prepared, if he doesn't split it up properly, this can find damage.
So that was actually really rough right there for Stephano. He actually got supply blocked, and the 2 adepts cleared that scouting ling out. So a little bit more time for MaxPax to have this go unscouted, and he is going to shade into the natural, and he's going to start picking off a pretty, well, actually not that much damage. Looks like Stephano may have gotten away with his build here. Just getting the roaches out in the nick of time here. And MaxPax trying to split up into different bases, but only killing 6 drones so far. It's decent damage, but it's not amazing. No, and one of the oracles did go down as well. Yeah,
this is not done as much as I thought it would. Now, the high ground here, annoying. This is going to be a couple more dead workers, and now we're sitting at 9. It's not as bad. If we can get maybe 3 or 4 more, I think MaxPax would be happy. But look at the army supply right now. If Stephano were to walk across the map, it would be a little bit scary, I think. MaxPax does have a couple of adepts working away at the forward base, I believe. He's going to send that Oracle back in as well, maybe to Revelate. These adepts are never going to get anything done, but, you know, I appreciate the effort. They will shade away, not that far. Oracle is coming in again. I think there's still an adept in the main, actually, as well.
Is there? Oh, there is. What? How did...
I have no idea.
What?
It's sad. It must have hit.
Yeah, it must have, but like Stephano had vision of almost his entire main base, which by the way is really good attention to detail and tough to do. MaxPax, by the way, he is going to be going into a second robo and a robotics bay. Is this going to be for Colossus or Disruptors? I think it's probably going to be for Disruptors because Stephano does have a little bit of a reputation of loving that big lurker style when he gets past this early game.
Yep. And we can already see that Hydra Den is completing here for Stephano. The Infestation Pit as well has gone down. Prism coming out alongside Blink. So MaxPax getting all of the tools to move into a pretty standard Protoss mid-game. Here on Romanticide, though, it can be a little tricky as a Protoss to get your 4th base and keep it very safe from run-bys. I guess the good news is the creep spread isn't life-changing by any means by Stephano. It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not, like it's decent. It's pretty decent, but it's not suffocating just yet. And MaxPax, he is going to move out with this +1 and Blink timing. Really great, well, if Stephano uses the Overlord, a really great scout. We're going to be seeing this army moving on in here.
It's kind of hard to push up this ramp though, Steadfast. Blink's going to have to be used. Of course, Force Fields will come down, forcing a couple of those bios to be used defensively to break the Force Fields. Actually looks like MaxPax is getting some okay trades to start things off here. And behind this, double Disruptor production. Disruptor printer goes. And that's going to be ticking away here for our Protoss player. He's really committing a lot of units to this. Behind this, he's stopped the 66 workers. Stephano is getting his lurk again, and if he's able to get that and get a bunch of lurkers on the field, he'll be very happy. That's the position he feels most content in, but it's still a difficult fight, and that's a blink forward, and I think Stephano might have just overcommitted here, Steadfast.
Yeah, MaxPax with a very, very aggressive blink. Not enough here to cover those Ravagers. It looks like the Disruptors are going to be enough, and Stephano, he is in for trouble. Okay, does have a bunch of roaches coming in. Very bold blink, and that Disruptor shot, is that going to be enough? MaxPax might just break through right here now. Stephano, oh, he's not going to be able to get these Immortals, and they are such a linchpin of this army. Holy crap!